First of all, we are going to make the vanilla shortbread for the mini mamut. And we need to cream the butter into the mixer with the sugar. We are going to use the paddle of the mixer to make this procedure. Use a low speed to mix the butter with the sugar. It is important in this step to soften the butter or to cream it. Once it is soft, we are going to add the eggs and the egg yolks. We are going to continue mixing with the paddle, making sure to clean all the walls of the bowl. Now that all the ingredients are mixed, we are going to add the next ingredients. The flour is going to be into the mixer in two parts. Finally, we are going to add the second part of the flour. Mix the dough until you have just one dough united with all the ingredients. Once you have a dough, stop mixing with the mixer and unify all of the dough. For the raspberry fruit paste, we are going to mix perfectly the first quantity of sugar with the pectin. Make sure they are well incorporated. Then we're going to heat the puree into a pot with a low heat. Make sure to stir the puree into the pot with a spatula. And once it reaches the 30 degrees, add the pectin and the sugar mixture as a rain shower, without stopping to move until dissolving all of the sugar and all of the pectin. Continue heating into the pot. When it gets to the boiling point, add the glucose the isomalt and the rest of the sugar. Move constantly until all the ingredients are dissolved into the puree. Check the temperature. You have to reach the 106 degrees. Now it is time to portion all of the fruit paste, and for that we are going to pour it into a container. And then portion it into a seal pad. Once you portion all of them, we are going to let them gel at room temperature. Now for the raspberry marshmallows, we have to hydrate the gelatin in cold water 5 minutes before making all the recipe. And then we're going to cook the sugar, the raspberry, and the lemon juice into a pot at approximately 112 degrees. It is important to stir it while it is cooking into the pot. Then we're going to remove it from the heat, and into the mixer we are going to add the gelatin previously hydrated and pour all of the raspberry puree very carefully. We are also going to add the inverted sugar, and with the balloon we are going to mix all of the mixture at a high speed until it cools to 30 degrees. During the mixing, we are going to see some changes into the mixture. It is going to have a lighter texture and also a lighter color. The temperature has to be lowering down in order for you to pipe all of the marshmallows. This is how it is going to be looking at the end of the mixing. You can see that it is very fluffy, it has a lot of air, and it also has a lighter color, like a marshmallow. In this stage, you have to work very quick because the marshmallows are going to get cold and it is going to be difficult to pipe them. Once the vanilla shortbread is cooked and the raspberry fruit is already jellified, you're going to place one of the fruit paste over a vanilla shortbread, and then with the piping bag you're going to pipe some of the raspberry marshmallow. Then place another raspberry shortbread and fill the gaps of the marshmallow. Repeat the same procedure until you have all of the vanilla shortbreads filled with the raspberry marshmallow. Again, you have to work fast because the raspberry marshmallow is going to get colder and even a little bit difficult for working. And for the final decoration, you have to submerge the mini mamut into tempered chocolate very carefully in order to cover it with the chocolate. Clean it with the half of the bowl very carefully, and then you're going to place it over a seal pad. Repeat the same process with the rest of the mini mamuts. Once you finish with all of the mini mamuts, let them rest at room temperature for them to solidify, and then you can serve them.